Hi, and welcome to this week's episode of My Dog Ate My Podcast. I'm your host, Emily, and every week I chat with a different dog owner about their dog. This week I'm chatting with Grace, who is hairstylist at Coco and Company in West Seattle, about her 6-year-old golden retriever, McGyver. Happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday. I had to go into work, but I got off really early, which was nice. So,
Are you normally working like all Saturday?
no, well, it depends. So, I'm a hairdresser, so we do extensions on Saturdays. So, it depends on like if it's a partial head, full head, if they took care of their extensions, if they didn't take care, there's a lot of like detangling that has to happen. So like either it could take like an hour or 2 hours, and sometimes I have to be there for the whole thing, and other times I don't. So it's a whole thing.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so good segue into McGyver. So McGyver gets to go to work with you?
Yes, he does. He goes to work with me every single day.
And what does he usually do during appointments?
Well, he pretty much gets pet by all of the clients. Either he's being pet by the clients or he's just laying down somewhere in the salon. All of our clients absolutely love him and they are obsessed. So he has learned that if he sits right next to the chair and looks up at you with his doughy eyes, he gets exactly what he wants. And he'll stand next to the chair and people will just like pet him and talk. And it's almost like second nature for people.
And how old was he when he started going with you to work, and how quickly did he adapt to sort of that routine of being a working dog?
Well, so I mean that's where it gets a little bit
Yes.
complicated because he is a career changed guide dog for the blind. So with that, he went to school with me, he went to work with my mom, and then he didn't go to work with me when I had a completely different job. But then once I got this job about 3 or 4 years ago, then that's when he immediately started coming to work with me, and he immediately just was like, "Oh, I'm meant to do this. This is exactly what I'm meant to be doing."
Oh.
And now he has everybody underneath his paw.
Does he have a job title?
Yes, actually. So there are 3 dogs at the salon, and they all have job titles. He is quality assurance. So he makes sure that everybody has a good time while they are there.
Mhm.
And then we have Angela, which is my boss's dog. He is the supervisor. And then Jezebel is security because she's the smallest.
Oh my gosh, that's perfect.
Yeah.
I ugh, I love that. I wish my salon had dogs.
We are very lucky that they are all very well behaved, and that's the only way that we make it work is because they are so well behaved. Because he has all of his service dog training, he's a very polite dog. He takes a no. He's not all up in people's space. He knows when it's time to go lay down in his own area. It's perfect, and his dogs are also so well behaved, so that's the only way it works. If we had crazy dogs in there, because sometimes other people will bring their dogs in and it is chaos.
Yeah, I imagine because it's like dogs won't know what to do with like the hair dryers or things
Yes,
like that, or like a bunch of strangers, and it's just like there's so much going on.
exactly. They have to be okay with kind of just like going with the flow, meeting different people every single day, all of the different scents too, because there's a lot of different scents, the loud noises, there are cords everywhere that they can't knock over and stuff like that. But I will say there's always hair everywhere, so he just blends right in.
Have you ever gotten to use like a hair curler or like a Dyson hair wrap on him?
Yes.
Because I've seen it on like TikTok, people using the hair wrap on golden retrievers, and it's
Yes, we
amazing.
had let's see, one of my friends had one, and then we tried to do it to his tail. This is terrible. We tried to do it to his tail, but it wouldn't take. We also tried, I think we used some leftover hair color and tried to give him lowlights in his tail, but it didn't stick at all. So
Oh,
I've done some interesting things to him. A lot of the time he'll have like fun like spots on his paws because he'll walk in the color because we'll like drop it on the ground or something and not notice. And so he'll have just like fun, like pink on his paw or his tail or something.
So let's talk about his sort of career transition then.
Mhm.
Since you started working with him when
Mhm.
he was a service dog in training, and how old was he when that happened?
So I got him when he was 8 weeks old. So I'm what's called a puppy raiser. So I get the dogs when they are 8 weeks old and I keep them until they are about a year, year and a half old. And I teach them the basics. So I take them in public with me everywhere. I teach them how to lay around and do nothing all day long. I teach them how to sit down, stand, how to stay in one spot, kind of like the ground foundation for full service dog. And then at that time, the program that I work with, which is Guide Dogs for the Blind, they will then start looking at the dogs and be like, okay, is this a dog that will actually be good for service? And then once they are like, all right, the dog's about a year old, then they'll be like, okay, this dog is good. We're going to bring it back to campus and work with our professionals. McGyver was about a year old when he failed. He failed specifically because he's afraid of children. And what happened is my mom works at an elementary school. He is also a COVID puppy. So he is born in 2020. So he didn't get a ton of exposure. And all of the kids that my mom was teaching, they all knew of him because she would go to school with him, but the kids weren't there because it was all over a screen. And so there was one day where my mom was taking him out to the bathroom and there was still a daycare at the school and a bunch of kids ran towards him and he got scared. And
Oh.
so he growled and he hid behind my mom. And because he growled at a child specifically, he was cut from the program. He could not be any other service dog at all. They don't mess around with kids, which I can
Mhm.
appreciate. So with that, I was able to adopt him. And at the time, I was actually in a college, so I couldn't have him. So my mom kept him for about 6 months before I was able to move to a place where I then was able to bring him with me to college.
Mhm. Do you know, like, was that a common occurrence during that time with COVID service dogs in training that, like,
Yes.
the kid element would be harder because of just the COVID nature of it all? Or I guess other things would be like, did they have a higher failure rate because
Yeah.
of COVID?
Absolutely. Because there's so many things, like something that MacGyver, he's really good at, but other dogs, like his brother, struggled with was crowds because he had never experienced crowds before. Because COVID,
There were no
there
crowds.
were no crowds. And like going to like big stadium events and stuff like that. And just like kind of like bigger things that you have to expose a dog to at a young age to get it used to those things.
Mhm.
So there was a interesting range of dogs that were failing for odd reasons. The other thing too is like we were all staying home. So like we went from having dogs that went everywhere with us where we were going to school every single day. I had dance competitions that my dogs would go to with and all these other things to I'm at home 24/7. Now I have to find a reason to go out and do something to take this
Mhm.
dog
And even if you go out, people are social distancing or it's like there's not
out.
a lot of people out.
It was an interesting time. I got lucky with him because he's very just like calm natured. Like I say, he's Eeyore reincarnated. He's just super chill, but there are certain things that do scare him, like small children, because he just isn't used to them. And now that he has more exposure, because we have some that come into the salon, he's so much better with them. And he actually can be around them and be completely fine. But it was just because he didn't get that exposure.
Was there any inkling, like, before that growling at child incident that, like, did your mom have any idea, like, he might not make it?
He was having a couple other issues where he was starting to get almost like protective of my mom, where he was
Mm,
barking when people were coming into her classroom. That's called alert barking. And so he actually still does that to this day. I have not been able to train that out of him, no matter how hard I've tried. But he only barks when someone that he does not know comes into a space that he goes into constantly and is his space. So, like the
mhm.
salon, for example, because that's his second home pretty much. So sometimes he'll bark at people, sometimes he won't. It's very weird. But he had a couple other like small things that guide dogs were kind of looking at him like, oh, maybe he won't be a
Yeah.
good one.
Did you know right away that you wanted to adopt him?
Absolutely. It's funny because McGyver was my fourth dog that I had trained. I've done 6 now, so I had 2 more after him. Everyone always says everyone has one soul dog. And I kind of was like, maybe. And then it's kind of like that second that I met him,
Hmm.
I was like, "Oh my god, I'm done." I fell in love with him the minute I met him, and there was just something about him that I just, like, clicked with. So part of me very much wanted him to fail, but then
Right.
what I always tell everybody is it's like watching your child become the best doctor in the world. The, like, proud that you have in seeing the change that they can do makes it so worth it.
But if they decide to stay close to home, you're like, oh no, oh that's okay.
It's so
Yes, you could stay with
terrible.
me.
Exactly. It's like when he failed, when I got that call, the way that I was crying because I was so like happy that I got to keep
Hmm.
him. I always say I won the dog lottery. I'm so grateful that he's the one that I got to keep out of all of them. He is also related to the very first dog that I ever trained. The first dog I ever trained, her name is Mercedes. Her sister, Melba, was also trained with somebody who I knew very closely. And so Melba spent a lot of time at my house. So I got very close with her. And Melba is McGyver's mom.
Oh.
When I heard that she was having a litter of puppies, I very much wanted her. And at the time, a lot of different people stopped training because of COVID.
Hmm.
And I was on the fence because I was just about to graduate high school. And Guide Dogs was like, here's your dream puppy. So I was like, oh, okay, I guess I'll do one more. And then I fell in love with him.
I know that he already had his name when you got him,
Mhm.
but how does he match his name? Or what are some of his nicknames that you have for him?
I will say he does not match his name in any way, shape, or form. He is not MacGyver. He is not clever. I mean, he's smart in the way where he knows how to get pets and he knows exactly like he's like, oh, I want you to scratch my butt, so I'm gonna put my butt right here. But he's not very outgoing at the dog park. He's kind of like, oh, the odd man out. But some of the nicknames that I have for him is I, for some reason, start calling him Bubba. I feel like it's just like everyone calls their dog Bubba.
Yeah.
Another nickname is McG, is a lot of my friends like to call him McG.
Hmm.
And then my dad has nicknamed him Double D or Dum Dum.
Oh.
But there's a whole thing with that because my sister's dog is called Triple D. So
Oh.
he's Deuce and Destruction.
So there's triple D and double D, but he's dumb dumb.
He's Dum Dum. Yes. Yes, he is.
So I love it in like an endearing way. It's like, oh, you're just a big dum dum.
Oh my god, come here. Up, up. He's like flopped over.
Oh my
Here we go.
gosh. Hi. Oh, he looks so tired.
We went to work today, so he laid around and did nothing.
It's a lot of work. He's got this look on his face like, why am I upright? Like, I want to be on the floor sleeping or on the
He was
couch or
I'm
like,
sitting on my couch and he was like on the couch next to me, just kind of like slumped over, and I was like, well, I have to be at least a little bit in this.
he looks like he's falling asleep sitting up.
He is. His eyes are closed at the moment.
What would you say is a good theme song for him?
See, I was thinking about this one earlier. Probably something where when he's at the beach and you know the song where it's like the best day of my life,
Hmm.
that's what that like, he looks like he's having the best day of his life at the beach. That or the Winnie the Pooh theme song.
It seems very fitting. He's just like, he just looks so chill.
He's an old man. He is 6 going on 16, I swear. He just like he doesn't have any energy. He doesn't ever want to do anything. He's so happy just like laying on the couch doing nothing all day long. His favorite thing to do in the mornings are his favorite time to get cuddles. So the way he'll always wake me up is he'll jump up onto the bed, he'll like walk up right next to me and then literally do a full body flop onto
Oh,
on top of me. So his full body is like going up and down and then he'll like shove his head into my neck so I can't breathe. and then just lay there and be full limp.
He's a like a weighted blanket.
Very much so.
Oh my god, and the pillow, like that's so perfect. Has he always been like that? Like even when he was younger, did he was an old soul in a young puppy's
Yes.
body?
He's always been an old soul. It's funny because I'll take him to the dog park with my sister's dog and my parents' dog. And my parents' dog is 10. My sister's dog is 4. And I'll tell everybody that. And they'll think that he's the 10-year-old. They'll think that my sister's dog is the 6-year-old. And they'll think the 11-year-old is the 4-year-old. It's crazy.
Yeah. He's just like, I'm just an old man. Okay, so McGyver's Instagram is Mr.
Mhm.
McGyver. That's MR period MCGYVER underscore. Right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. And then the shout out shelter is Dog on Seattle.
Yes. That is where my boss's dogs came from. So
Okay. Well, I think that's everything that I had for you. I
perfect.
love learning about working dogs and then also him being a failed service dog. I think it's
Yes.
fantastic. I like
Well,
career change working dog.
he just flew on a plane with me too.
Oh.
So he flew out to Florida with me.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so it's a 6-hour flight, and I have to say, he was absolutely perfect. I could not have asked this dog to behave any better.
I could believe it. I imagine he just slept the whole time.
He did. He flew as my service dog, and so he flew at my feet, and he literally just slept the entire time. He didn't care about turbulence. He didn't care about the air pressure. Nothing.
Oh my
Didn't
gosh.
care.
I love
Security
that.
made us go through the thing back and forth like 4 times, and he was literally just like,
Okay.
"Hey."
Why are you asking me to do this? But all right, I'll do
Yeah.
it. Oh, I love
So
that.
it was perfect.
All right, well, I'll let you go. Thanks so much for doing this.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget that you can find My Dog Ate My Podcast anywhere that you get your podcasts. And if you want to follow McGyver on Instagram, it's at mr.mcgyver underscore. And McGyver's rescue shout out of the episode is Doggone Seattle. So if you're in the greater Seattle area and looking to adopt a dog, check out Doggone Seattle. Thanks, and we'll see you next week.